This is the SAP Developer News for April 4th, 2024.
Hi. As we spring into April, we'd like to welcome you to this month's Community Challenge, which is on SAP Build Apps. It's a small set of challenges to help you get to know SAP Build Apps a little better, whether you're a beginner or an experienced user. Initially, there are two challenges for you. The first to set up Build Apps on your environment, and the second to look at OData in SAP Build Apps. And each week there'll be a new challenge that should take you less than an hour. Here are some of the things that we covered this month. How to manage the layout of your app, how to create a custom menu, how to place sounds on your app, how to call APIs, how to filter, sort and paginate your OData calls from SAP backends, how to open the phone's camera for your app, take pictures and use them in your app, and how to create visual effects, and a lot more. Check out the community discussion from my colleague Daniel in the show notes, and whilst you're there, make sure you join the Builders Community Group. See you soon.
Did you know that you can easily keep up to date with the latest innovations available in SAP BTP? Just navigate to the What's New in SAP BTP page to learn about the latest features that have been released for SAP BTP. You can subscribe to this page to receive email notifications about updates. You can receive notifications for all updates or according to the filters you have applied. For example, I can filter by my favorite SAP BTP service, the ABAP environment, of course, and see what's new in this service.
Hey everybody, Josh Bentley, your friendly neighborhood Bluebeard, and you caught me about to take a bite of some pretzel. I'll do that after I update you on another bite, the SAP BTP team that puts out a great video segment called InnoBytes. Now, the InnoBytes are really great feature-packed segments that walk you through things the BTP product owners are releasing on BTP. So some of the new feature updates that are coming out in the most recent video that we're going to link to at the bottom of this segment is Christina Linder going through the reference solution architecture for SAP Master Data Governance. A lot of great visualizations and process flow changes you can do. In the next segment, Thomas Hammer walks us through the much anticipated release of the new vector engine in SAP HANA Cloud. A lot of great things are included in the multimodal database platform, ways to store, process, and query vector embeddings. So a lot of great things are coming out there. And also there's a webinar on April 4th to learn more. And then finally, in the last part of the InnoBytes segment, Yuma Abasi walks you through the wizard layout in SAP Build Work Zone. It includes great features, including widgets and UI cards. So a lot of great information coming out from our bigger family of SAP BTP product owners. We're all connected here, and we love to have you watch their videos as you watch our videos, the developer news, and other things coming out of the SAP BTP team. Talk to you later. Bye.
New releases of the Terraform provider for SAP BTP continue to appear. This month sees the April 2024 release, also known as version 1.2.0. What is the Terraform provider for SAP BTP, I hear you ask? Well, Terraform itself is an industry standard way of managing cloud-based resources in an infrastructure as code approach. And the Terraform provider for SAP BTP is an abstraction layer and code base that allows you to use Terraform to manage your resources on SAP's cloud platform. You may already know about the BTP Setup Automator. Well, think of Terraform as the next level in automated cloud resource management, and it plays nicely with how you want to manage the rest of your cloud-based infrastructure too. The Terraform provider for SAP BTP complements existing facilities for managing resources on SAP BTP, including the API package in the core services for SAP BTP group, and also, of course, the always awesome BTP CLI. Check out Christian's blog post, all the details and links to the provider.
Another month, another release for the Cloud Application Programming Model. we got changes to the CAP cookbook, which is now including the contents from the advanced section, for example, serving Fiori UIs, OData API, and authorization. The Java documentation got a revamp as well with an improved structure. With the release of the SAP HANA Cloud Vector Engine, CAP introduced the CDS vector element for vector embeddings to facilitate tasks like semantic search, recommendations, and classification using large language models. This feature is currently in beta state. SAP BTP Cloud Foundry as well as Kyma are providing the option to execute readiness checks on your services. CAP is now enabling these readiness checks by default in newly generated MTA descriptors, enabling them automatically on the service runtimes. We also got improved CDS linked operations, which make all access to CSN definitions consistent. The class CDS service is now enhanced with convenience shortcuts to access entities, events, and actions. And a new database service for SAP HANA is released as a beta version. The service is based on the same architecture as the previously released database service for Postgres, SQL, and SQLite. And before we quickly dive into the CAP Java release notes, I wanted to highlight the new CAP plugin for attachments. The plugin is available as open source on GitHub, and it allows you to use the attachments type in your data model. Coming to the Java-based releases for the Cloud Application Programming model. First, we got optimized processing for messages sent via an outbox service, type-safe service access for generic outbox, API for services available now, and CAP Java allows you for writing custom exception handlers with this release. And finally, CAP remote services can now work with ETAG-enabled entities from remote OData APIs. And because this was so much information, you can read more about this visiting the CAP release documentation for March 2024 on cap.cloud.sap.
So, I'm sure you're aware already of the general availability of SAP Build Code, which we covered in last week's SAP Developer News episode. Well, just in case you were hungry for more information and more resources, we just wanted to remind you that SAP Build Code is available on the SAP BTP trial landscape. The SAP Discovery Center has information on SAP Build Code availability across regions, and there's also, as well as the test drive mission of tutorials, a learning journey that you can dig through. Plus, the SAP Help Portal already has plenty of resources for you to peruse. Don't forget, the test drive period ends on Friday the 26th of April, where we'll also be having a special hands-on SAP Dev live stream episode all about SAP Build Code and the generative AI facilities of Joule. So make a note in your diary and keep on digging.